Hey guys, Frank Curzio here with another live video. Yes, nice to take the weekend off, hang with the family. But I want to continue to post these at least one a day for you guys, just to let you know what I'm seeing. I'm really working my ass off for you guys. You can find a lot of information we're doing at curzioresearch.com, and feel free to email frank@curzioresearch.com. So what's going on with the latest? We're seeing the market turn around right now. We're seeing, a 1.8 trillion stimulus with our politicians, as we all know, don't really care about anybody else except for themselves. So they're fighting back and forth. This bill should have been passed immediately, and they can always adjust it going forward. But it is an election year. Expect more garbage like this. Again, they care about themselves and power more than they do about us. But it's a 1.8 trillion stimulus bill. Okay, I'm going to put that in perspective because we just saw Goldman Sachs, who originally said that GDP would go down 0.1%, is now saying in Q2 it's going to go down 25%. Morgan Stanley said 30%. Fed James Bullard, chief state of St. Louis, President of St. Louis and the Fed, actually said we are going to see a 50% decline in GDP in Q2. Unheard of. Never heard of anything like that in my life. To put that in perspective, guys, our economy GDP is $21 trillion. That's what it was last year. $21 trillion. And he's saying that we could see a 50% decline. So 1.8 trillion is basically not going to do anything. Okay, that's why we're on our third stimulus package, and this, in a month, basically, in the last 3 weeks. We're going to continue to do that because we need a lot more. I understand they want to backstop everything. I understand they're going to come out with a deal now. You're going to see the market move higher a little bit, but guys, don't be fooled here. I mean, I've been an advocate saying that they should close the markets across the board, bond markets, everything, and I, get a lot of heat for that. I just want to let everybody know one thing. I sell financial newsletters. Okay, it's not my best interest that the market closes because I recommend stocks. Again, we'll talk about economic stuff, how to prepare, writing screens, showing you guys where to go, high beta names that are going to take off once this thing ends. Again, there's a lot of information we're sending you guys because we are out of a lot of positions we sold before this crash. But when I look at from a portfolio perspective, it's it's pretty crazy right now that people think everything's going to be okay in 30 to 40 days. Earlier, not to switch topics, but I said that I was really busting my ass for you guys. I just did a fantastic interview with a person named Ed Carr. He's CEO of a mining company, but he is also an economist. He's a former money manager. Very, very smart guy that I've had on my podcast before. He is in Florence, Italy for the past year. He takes us through the whole entire scenario. I'm going to put that video strictly on. It's going to be for YouTube followers only. So that's going to be on our Curzio Research YouTube page. Definitely take a look. It's amazing. Just he's going to show you exactly because Italy, it hasn't subsided there. It's been over 3 weeks. He's going to tell you things that are going to shock you because that's what's going to happen here. We're just at the beginning here. Getting back to the stimulus with all this money is, I mean, 1.8 trillion is not going to do a lot. I mean, we have to backstop everything. They said that they're to backstop everything, but we're not going to see demand for a while. We're not going to see supply demand. We can model for things like that, but when we look as a whole, it's a sentiment problem. And when you're leaving this market open, here's a good example where, I just pushed up the stories from CNBC today. So, who considers airborne precautions for the virus? New York corona cases surged 38%. Michigan, Massachusetts tell residents stay home. Here's the latest. Declaring martial law in New York, California. Global coronavirus cases crossed 350,000. This is a news flow that we're going to get, right? With very few positives. So it's going to result in people looking at this market, getting scared. The down 25% retirees, they can't afford to be down anymore. I mean, these are people that have money that's allocated over the next 10, 20, 30 years of what they're supposed to live. And now it's been cut short. They can't afford to lose any more money. So you have to be very, very careful here if you think this market's bottom. I don't even think we're close to bottoming. You can look at demand. Again, I can model for this. Everybody can model for this until we're getting their numbers. Things to take from this video is that stimulus package is definitely light enough. We're going to see more stimulus on the way. It's not even close to being enough, 1.8 trillion. Again, $21 trillion economy, we're expected a 50% decline. It's got to be at least 10 trillion. And it probably will get there, but too late. You're looking at the markets. Don't be fooled here to buy. You could chip away at some really good positions. I'm going to come out with a special issue of my newsletter next week, just giving you like 5 or 6 different stocks that I'm picking away at. Fantastic companies, most of them still very, very dangerous market right now. Don't be fooled. I continue to stay on the sidelines until we actually have a plan in place, which we don't. We don't have a plan in place right now. So we need a plan, what we're going to do, how we're going to supply everything. But still, you hear me talking here. I covered 4 or 5 different subjects, and they're all uncertainty. So we need more certainty. We still don't have it. Don't be fooled here. You might see a nice rebound in the markets. Maybe we go 500, 1,000 points. There's no guidance, there's no vaccine, there's no plan in place. Until we see that, you're going to see a lot of people just using those rallies to sell their stocks, and we'll probably be down tomorrow for the rest of the week. So just be very careful out there. Again, you can follow us, curzioresearch.com. I'll show you the stocks that we're picking away at, but just be careful out there. Okay, guys? I'll report back to you soon.